It's an insane deal that Jerry Jones and the Cowboys come up with, where you cannot turn this down. Like, even if Quinn says, "Listen, I know I got to win this year, but this is the craziest deal I've ever seen. Like, I have to make the move, right?"
Yeah.
They can't trade their starting quarterback, Matt Stafford. They're giving up on the season.
If they come back and say, "We'll give you, this year's first round, next year's first round, and a third," and you say throw in Putney, and they say yes,
and you get CeeDee Lamb, and exactly, whatever.
Right? If they do, but if anybody's going to do something crazy, it's Jerry. And I think, look, I don't like when people tell us how to do our jobs, but I'm going to say it's something that Bob needs to do. You have to call. You have to just make sure you didn't catch Jerry before he took his pills, and he might do something crazy before his son can talk him out of it. Like, you gotta just double check, because Dallas is ripe for the picking. Now, I think it makes sense for Dallas. I think you're right. I think if Detroit had gotten smoked by Jacksonville, it might be a completely different story.
Maybe.
But they did the smoking. So it's very well off the table that they would even consider it or initiate it. But you just got to check. If somebody's, like I said, if somebody's looking at your home, that's your dream home, and you know that person is rich and crazy and impatient, do you say, well, hey, make an offer?
But only a GM with job security would make that call. I mean, he'll sit back and listen to the phone ring and pick it up, but he's not making that call, Doug. You just said they beat Jacksonville. They have a much easier schedule coming up, and they're playing for their his team is playing for his job security and the coaches.
But you know who's got job security? Hamp. She's got job security. Right. She can initiate this by, hell, she could call Jerry directly or make her guy, Bob, just call and see.
Well,
just call and see.
Put yourselves in the shoes of Bob Quinn for a second. Aside from, what we want to do is move on from Stafford. Pretend you're really Bob Quinn. What do you think your situation is right now? If you're Bob Quinn, are you thinking that, hey, I'm going to be around here in the future, or are you thinking that you're done?
I think if you're Bob Quinn, you probably don't feel like you have a ton of job security. You can't.
Okay. So if that's the case, and I agree with you. Ken, would you agree with that you don't have a bunch of job security here if you're Bob Quinn?
No, I think he's trying to keep his job, so he doesn't feel safe right now. Yes.
He doesn't feel safe right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if we all think that he doesn't have job security, if you're Bob Quinn, the best way for you to perhaps get that job security, you're not going to be able to secure any kind of deal with Sheila saying, hey, I make this trade, I keep my job, right? Because that's ridiculous. Nobody's going to do something like that. But if you think to yourself that that's a situation that you could do, don't you try to make you listen to Jerry, and then you go to Sheila and you say, look, here are our options right now. We can try to put this thing together and ride this ship the rest of the season, and we may make the playoffs, we may not. Or I've got a deal on the table from crazy owner down south that could really set this franchise up for the next 10 years.